heating, and then like in the heat.
That song makes me tired.
It's really sort of dozy.
I just want to... Okay. Well, I'll ask you this. You were telling me a little bit about it yesterday. How did you get this band together?
Well,
I'll bet.
it was about 7 years ago now, and well, I just formed up with Davey, you know, on the lead guitar. And basically, we've been together nearly 7 years, me and Dave. So it's about 4 years to get a record together.
You and Dave?
Yeah, the lead guitarist, Dave Murray.
Then, how'd you get the rest of the guys that you had in the band originally?
Originally, I can't even remember the original band. So many different changes. We had a lot of changes before we actually went professional. Because, you know, people don't want to put money into the band, or they don't want to spend their time, you know, it's like,
When did you, like, you said the band about 7 years ago, but when did the band get together, like, professionally, like you're saying?
1979, it was about November, I think. 1979, we actually turned pro.
And who are the newest members you have now? I know Bruce, but...
Clive, the drummer's been with us about just under 3 years. Adrian, the second guitarist, has been with us about 2 years. And Bruce is a new singer, he's been with us about 9 months.
Did you see them in other... Were they playing in other bands and stuff?
Well, Bruce was in a band called Samson. He was with him for a couple of years, made a couple of albums with him. And Clive he also played with Samson, actually. We didn't know this but when he joined, but apparently he made the first single with them. And Adrian was with a band called Urchin. They had a single was doing Iron Maiden, 2 or 3 singles. And it sort of folded out.
Another thing I wanted to ask you about, I know you explained what Iron Maiden was last night, but it seems like you kind of have like a band concept as far as your albums kind of follow a concept sort of thing. I mean, you stick to certain kind of themes and so forth.
No, not really a concept, I don't think. It's just simple stories on their own, you know. Each song is like a story. I don't know, I suppose people maybe think that it's all the same sort of lines, but I don't know really.
Well, where do you get your subject matter, and where do you get your inspiration for some of your songs?
Films a lot, and books. I read quite a few books when I can, and MRI, you know.
Do you just write
films in it?
Do you, if you get, what's your technique for writing a song? Are you inspired by something and then you go and do it, or?
Yeah, I mean, Murders in the Rue Morgue, the second album, was a film. Children of the Damned was a film. Phantom of the Opera was a film.
Where did you get the idea for Run to the Hills?
I don't know really, it wasn't actually taken from anything. It's just supposed to be, the first part is like written from the side of the Indian, and the second part is written like as from the side of the soldier. So it's just an idea, you know, it's just I don't know.
Well, that's kind of different though. I mean, your songs, as far as that kind of subject matter, I don't know of any other bands that use the same kind of thing. Do you?
No, not offhand, no, not really. But that's what I mean, we don't just stick to one thing, it's like all different little separate stories, you know. I mean, like Invaders is just about the Viking invasion of England. And as seen through the eyes of a Saxon, you know. And Hallowed Be Thy Name is, well, it's a bit morbid, but it's about, I don't know if you know the lyrics, but it's sort of about a geezer who's in the death cell, you know, he's waiting to go to the gallows, he's got about 2 hours to go.
I don't know the lyrics, I wish I did know the lyrics. Or something.
He's, you know, he's sort of had all these beliefs all through life, you know, what he's had, you know, real strict beliefs. And then when he's got 2 hours sort of to go, he's sort of really not sure about it, you know. It's just, you know, it's just like...
You have a vivid imagination.
It's just how people might think. I mean, there's one line in it where it says, you know, if there's a God, then why has he let me die? You know, it's like, it's just conflicting ideas in your mind, I suppose, you know. It must be, well, I mean, I never want to be in that position, really. I mean, it's like, you know, just trying to imagine what it would be like, you know.
How'd you get the idea to write that one? made you write that one?
I don't know really. I don't really know. Just what it was. We had the start of it is like just one note on the bass, like a low E, and on the bass gives it a really sort of, well, I think it gives it sort of an eerie sort of effect. And there's a bell chiming, you know. And I just thought it was just, to me, it was like the death thing, you know. It was like death toll, you know. So I thought, well, you know, just sort of write it around, it set the mood for that sort of thing. Just come up with the idea for that.
Do you usually do the music first and then?
It varies.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes, you know, one way, sometimes another. It's just different. It depends if you get a really good melody line. Then I'll work out the music behind it, or whatever.
And then you show it to the rest of them? Or?
Yeah. And sometimes I get a really good, strong melody line, and I just write some lyrics and work on the music behind that. Sometimes I get a really good riff.
Do you do this when you're sitting at home, or what?
Usually when I'm at home, yeah. I usually like to spend a lot of time working on the ideas. I get basic ideas, really strong melody lines, and then I work out the sound of music behind it, so that it all fits in, work out the harmonies and that sort of thing. And then I get other bits and pieces what I put with it, and I work in the changes and make sure the changes work all right. And well, more often than not, the lyrics are usually last.
Do you writing like when you have an album to do, or do you kind of do some of it ahead of time? You know.
There's never any time to do anything.
I know. When you're on the road, I mean.
See, the last 2 years we're like touring all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we don't really get a lot of time to write. So basically, what we have to do now, we finish the tour, and then we spend 2 months working up the ideas and writing new stuff, sitting at home sort of working on it, and then we go straight in the studio and do it, because that way it's all fresh.
It's not like you have casual time to sit around and just think.
No, well, any casual time you have, I mean, you don't want to be stuck in an hotel room, really. You just want to sort of either get out, like, and what I was doing today, could do a bit of tennis or swimming or something, or sleep.
Right. Yeah.
You know. So it's a bit awkward sometimes, you know, actually sort of writing. Sometimes I get ideas, I just put them down so that I don't forget them. I just land straight down on the tape like that, and just sort of hum them on the tape. It probably sounds stupid, or whistling, you know, but it's just if it reminds me, you know, because there's, you know, one song, Rothschild, it was like crazy. I had that idea like about a year before it actually came to writing it, and I forgot it, and I was going crazy because I knew it was a good idea, you know, and I completely forgot it. And then one day, I don't know why, but it just came back. I was straight, you know, to the tape recorder, just put it down. So
something brought it back to you, huh?
Yeah, and another time when I was coming home from work one day on the bus, I got this idea for a song. Actually, it turned out to be Purgatory on the second album, and I had the idea, and I wasn't taking notice of anybody. I was just thinking of this song all the time, and I got home to the door, and people were talking to me. You know, my nan and that, and my granddad talking to me, and I was just going, oh no, I just walked straight through. They must have thought I was mad, and I just went straight to the tape recorder and put it down so I didn't forget it. Because you get distractions and it's gone forever, you know. It's like,
I know what you mean. Did like when you were not that well known or whatever, when you were first, did you ever have to have another job or anything since you've been a musician? I mean,
yeah, you know, I mean, we sort of for 4 years we were doing like pubs and clubs on the weekends, and then we'd like take time off work to go sick or something.
Yeah.
That's the usual thing. To go up north of England and do clubs and that on the weekend, take a long weekend and that sort of thing. But I was actually like architectural technician, you know, like a draftsman, architect. I made sure I got sort of qualified, you know, an actual architectural technician, whatever that, you know, means. I mean,
do you miss doing that?
Not really.
Not really.
I mean, I did enjoy it, I must admit, it's a good job. I mean, I used to like drawing and that anyway. Obviously, it's in straight line form of that.
Who does all your, you know, like artwork for your album covers?
A bloke called Derek Riggs. He's a right nutter, he's mad. He's totally mad.
Really?
Yeah, I suppose you'd have to be to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he's really, I mean, to me, you know, like some of the other stuff I've seen him do as well is like outrageous. So, I mean, he's
bizarre.
Really, yeah, he's talented.
Did somebody see his stuff somewhere and decide to use that for the album?
What's that?
His
other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, how did
Well,
you?
he's gonna do his own exhibition, and we're gonna set it up and everything for him because he's sort of really made his name for us, really. Well, vice versa, I suppose, as far as the album covers go. And so we're gonna sort of set it all up for him. You know, he actually works for us. So.
Okay. At what point did you think of the band as a success? Like after your first album, or when did you really start picking up?
Well, really, I think the first thing, you're pretty sort of narrow-minded at first. I mean, you just wanted to be big in England,
Your home country.
You don't really think too much about the rest of the world. I mean, you don't really look that far at that time. All we wanted to do was make records and go out and play. And then when things started really happening, I mean, the first album went straight in the British chart at number 4. And we had a single previous to that, and it got tonight at number 34, which, for a debut single for a rock band, it was pretty outrageous. And especially the album going in that way. I mean, it was just unbelievable. So, of course, that sort of thing spreads to Europe and that. We did a tour with Kiss over there, and that broke us over there, And then we're ending up with gold albums from France and Sweden and 5 different places like this,
And now you're going for more.
Yeah, we got a gold album from Japan, England.
You had that one live album you did in Japan, right?
Yeah, it wasn't an album; it was just an EP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yeah, it was like 5 tracks.
How did they respond to you guys?
It's totally outrageous over there. I couldn't believe it because the gigs were sold out 3 months before we went there. I mean, the Tokyo gigs, we did 3 nights in Tokyo, and the gig sold out in a few hours on that day, the first day.
I was wondering.
Apparently, it made big news over there, in the national papers, because apparently the last band to sell out that fast, that many tickets in Tokyo was Led Zeppelin. So, whoa,
wow. They're really hungry
we were
for
treated
it.
like the Beatles. It was crazy, Get the hotels or the airport or just everywhere you travel, there's by bullet train, and it's loads and loads and loads of screaming girls. I mean, it's unbelievable. They're screaming,
hysterical,
just getting ridiculous.
Chasing after you.
Yeah, and we drive out the gig, and guys as well, chase you down the road, just run right down the road and chase you and try and bang on the windows and everything. It was absolutely ridiculous. In fact, we put a tape recorder like that out the window because I don't think people back home would believe us because they're all screaming. And we put it out there and so that we could tape record it,
Yeah.
I bet Bruce really liked all that enthusiasm.
Bruce wasn't there actually. This was last year.
That's right.
Before he actually joined. But we're going to go there again anyway in this year, so I don't know if it would be as crazy as last time. I don't know.
Might even be worse.
But, it's crazy because you have to have security, real lot of security all the time.
Yeah.
Because they get a bit rowdy.
Do you have a bodyguard sometimes?
When we're over there, they have the security, the promoter sorts out the security. And we had to have security on the whole floor because we had a whole floor in the hotel, us and the road crew and all that. And they have to have people positioned there, because the people keep coming up to your room and they're knocking in the door and they're phoning your room up and they're putting notes under the door and all this sort of shit.
It's like out of a comedy.
It's unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, I mean,
Hard Day's Night.
Yeah, I mean, if you've seen any of the old Beatles films.
Yeah. It's the truth, huh?
I don't think that sort of thing went on anymore, yeah. But it ain't just us, apparently it happens to, for a few bands, like Rainbow and that out there. It's just the way they are, it's totally crazy. So I love every rock out there.
I asked you this last night, but I'll ask you again. What kind of music do you listen to yourself, like if you go home and put on a record or something?
Mainly rock, really. I don't really like too much sort of other stuff. I mean, it's not just heavy rock, I like bands like Golden Earring, Nectar, Total Rain. Toe, early Genesis stuff. I also like Scorpions and UFO.
What did you listen to when you were growing up? What kind of stuff?
I never really paid too much attention to it, actually. I mean, the Beatles, I suppose, when I was about 8 or 9, because that was like the in thing, you know, all my aunts were really into the Beatles, you know,
Yeah.
and Simon and Garfunkel and stuff like that.
What inspired you to...
Tamla Motown a lot, you know. I wasn't really sort of big fan of it or anything. I was just used to get it, listen to it so much because, you know, everyone in the household would be playing it.
Yeah.
So I suppose that got me interested in music in the first place. And then I don't know, really, after that I never really took much notice. I mean, most pop music I just used to listen to it just because it was there, you know.
When did you start playing the bass?
About 19 years ago.
That's not really all that long ago.
Well, I don't know, it's quite a while. I was about, what, 16?
Yeah.
So...
Well, you had to be... I must have really got into it because you're really good. Or did you...
It sounds like you've been playing since you were about 9 years old, 10 years old.
Or did you...
Yeah, but sometimes I think it's better when you start late because you get too many preconceived ideas, especially if you get someone teaching you when you're a kid. You know, I think it's wrong to sort of get too many sort of, you know, ideas in the first place.
Who taught you?
I taught myself.
Did you?
Just like learning off records and that, you know. I used to listen to early Free stuff, early Sabbath, stuff like that, and like some of the free bass lines of, you know, some fairly simple but really nice technique, you know what I mean? But of course you don't know nothing about technique when you first learn it. You know?
Is that when you first started playing in bands then? After you...
Yeah, well, when I first started to play, we used to muck about, you know, in my house and that. I used to have a couple of guys coming out from school and, you know, sort of just messing about. You know, I used to sort of try and play along with them, you know. There's a guy who used to play guitar and he was, you know, he was a lot better on guitar than I was on bass at the time. And I just used to sort of try and jam along with him. Then we decided, well, we've got to get a drummer, you know. So we got this guy anyway who had a kit and he was pretty useless, but I mean, we didn't really know at the time. We thought he was alright, and then as we started to progress and get a bit better, we realised he wasn't any good and we sacked him. So it just sort of goes on from there really, you know. We sort of formed a band, we did about 6 gigs, and then we split up. Then I just sort of went out and joined another band from an ad in the paper, just because I wanted to get some experience. But, I mean, when I did my first gig, I'd only been playing 10 months, which I couldn't believe it. I thought, blimey, you know, after just a short time. I wasn't very good at it or anything. The old band wasn't very good. It was just doing covers and that. Then the second band, I just sort of, you know, joined through this ad in the paper. They were doing more like rock boogie sort of stuff, like Savoy Brown, early Fleetwood Mac. But I wasn't really over keen on some of the stuff they were playing, but I just thought, well, it's a good experience for me, you know. I only did about 15 gigs with them, but it was playing with people that were a lot older than me. I think I was only saying, I think I was about 18, 17 or 18, and they were about 26, which to me I thought was really old at the time. And, you know, which is, I suppose, when people like that, about 8 years older than you, you know, they sort of were pretty good, you know. I thought I could learn a lot, which I did, you know. Trouble is, when I started writing my own songs, they didn't want to play them because they thought there was too many time changes and all that sort of thing. So I said, all right, I'm going to leave, and I just left to form my Iron Maiden.
And you told me how you did that. Did you, at that time, did your family ever give you any hassle about playing in bands or anything like that?
No, not at all. But the thing was, from 15, I was sort of, wouldn't exactly leave home. They moved out of London, and I didn't want to go because I don't, you know, it was too quiet where they were going. I didn't want to know, so I just
stayed.
I went and stayed with me then, and so they weren't really around anyway to tell me. I mean, they wouldn't have anyway. I mean, they, you know, just let me get on with it. They probably thought it was just a passing phase anyway.
Yeah.
Most people do. They say, oh, you know, you grow out of it.
Yeah.
They do until you get to a certain age, and they say, isn't it about time you had a regular job?
Yeah, they do until you start having a little bit of success, and then they've sort of. And suddenly it's like, oh shit, you know, what's happening, sort of thing.
Then it's okay.
Yeah, well, it's okay. It was okay in the first place, but I mean, I don't think they take it too seriously. First of all, you know, I say, well, look, you know, this is what I want to do, and they say, oh yeah, he'll settle down. He'll, go back to his old job or whatever. But I think it freaked him out a little bit. Mind you, it freaked me out a bit as well.
So how does your family react to you now? I mean,
do they listen to your music?
I think they find it a bit strange, really, because they come. I mean, we're pretty big in Britain now, and they come to gigs and it's like all these fans, going crazy and they're signing autographs. Well, you've seen what it's like here.
Yeah.
And I suppose it must be a bit strange for them, really. I mean,
they never could imagine it.
It's still sort of it's pretty strange for me sometimes when I sit down and think about it. But I mean, really, for them, it must be really, really, really strange.
Yeah.
There's always people at work where they work and all that, and saying, "Oh, there's autograph in the business."
That leads to a question I was going to ask. Like, do you find that people act different towards you than, say, if you weren't in a band, and well-known band?
Yeah, they do, because the thing is, they don't sort of regard you as being human, if you like. I mean, it's really strange. They react to you in sort of a few different ways. They'll either sort of really go over the top and start talking and talking and talking, because just to sort of cover up maybe the embarrassment of talking or whatever. I don't know. Either that, or they just go really quiet and don't know what to say. Or, just sort of stand there and look at you, which, makes you feel a bit weird,
Like you're on display in a zoo or something.
Or whatever, or they just, I don't know, they can't, they say the most weird things sometimes. Just to cover up the embarrassment, or I think the reason why they try and talk so much is because maybe they try and impress you, because they think you're different, which you're not. I mean, you know what I mean? It's not no different to anyone else.
Put you on a pedestal?
Yeah, I think they do a bit, But
isn't it kind of hard to make new friends now because of that? If you're really well known.
It is really, in a way, because it's very hard to know if people are sort of liking you because
motives,
or because not just motives, but it's very because I don't think too many people are like that. It's just like whether people. It's hard to know if they're genuine. Do you know what I mean? Because you get so many people that are sort of just, he's in a band, and it's like exciting because he's in a band, or they think it is. I mean, to me, it ain't that.
That would be kind of annoying in a way, but you can't avoid it, I guess.
Well, I mean, that's the way it is. I mean, I can't complain. I'm enjoying, all this band business.
Yeah.
But it's just weird, I suppose that's why I like when I go home. I really sort of like to meet up with my old mates, I sort of keep in contact with my mates.
People you grew up with.
Yeah, because you know where you
like
stand.
before.
But even them sometimes, you can get a bit weird because they look at you a little bit different.
Changes the way they look at you sometimes.
They think you've changed.
Yeah, they think you've changed, which I suppose maybe you've changed a bit. I don't know, but I think in general, the actual case is that you haven't actually changed. It's their attitude towards you has changed, and they can't sort of feel
comfortable again.
The same. I don't know why, really.
It happens all the time in all kinds of situations.
I mean, I'm really lucky I've still got some mates who I can be with, I mean, like my brother-in-law, for instance, I sit next to him in school, and it's like, we get on great. It's like he's just the same as, treats me the same as he ever did.
Same old Steve.
And so it's really good, But some people, they sort of, I suppose they just don't know what to say.
Yeah.
They think that maybe just talking about everyday life is going to be boring to me, which is not. I like to hear it.
Yeah. You want to know what's going on.
They think that because, I do a lot and there's so much going on, they think that whatever they talk about is going to be boring, which is not the case. So they try and sort of go over the top and, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Either that or they just don't know what to say. So
it's awkward.
It's a bit strange sometimes. I mean, it's like you go to a party, Christmas time or something with your parents, and there's all these people come there, and I mean, normal, the family are all right. Then you get, like, say, your dad's mates there, and they're really, they come up and ask you for an autograph and that sort of thing, which is all right, but it's just, see, that's the problem. They make you feel different.
Yeah, and you don't want to be.
You don't want to be different. You
especially when you're with your family. You don't.
And it's like, I'm not complaining about it, but you know, it's just the way it is. You know, it's just like they come up and they sort of.
I was curious to see how.
And you know, they tend to make the sort of situation uncomfortable sometimes.
I'm sure that happens. I was just wondering how you felt about it. That.
It's a bit embarrassing sometimes.
What do you when you're
because sometimes people freak out and they say crazy things to cover up their embarrassment, and it's like, they'll ask you something or say something to you, say some crazy statement, and you think, I mean, what are you supposed to say? What am I supposed to say to that? Like, it's weird.
What do you do, like when you do have time at home? What do you do? What's your routine, lifestyle?
Well, I like playing tennis. I like football and soccer. A lot of American. I really like soccer a lot. And I like seeing films and stuff. Just general stuff. What most people like doing, I like getting drunk from time to time. Good English beer. Just go out. I miss certain things, over here, like obviously the beer. They don't have Indian food over here, which I really like Indian food. You like curry and that. It's not the same over here.
There's very few places you can get it.
I know, it's just silly little things you miss.
Things you take for granted at home.
Yeah. Yeah, the English pub is definitely one thing I miss. There's just nothing like it. I mean, no matter where you go in the world, an English pub has got a certain sort of atmosphere. They try to recreate it over here sometimes. It was supposed to be a thing the other night. It was in New York. It was called the Old Village Inn, and it was done out pretty much similar to an English pub. But the atmosphere, I don't know why.
Is it the people?
Just wasn't.
The people are more
it's not just
down to earth,
it's just,
I think.
I mean, in pubs, right, you walk in there and you order drinks by going to the bar and ordering. You have to wait at the bar to get a drink. Which has been like an age-old tradition for like hundreds of years. And then you get the same situation over here of having a bar there and everything, but then you have waitress service, and it kills it.
Yeah.
I mean, that is just not what you have. You just don't have that.
Yeah.
And they have, draft beer and all that, and barrels and that sort of stuff.
The kegs.
Yeah.
I have to go to one sometime.
I know.
I don't know. It's just really weird. The atmosphere is just like something unto its own.
Yep. Let me see.
I mean, some of the bars over here are really good. I mean, it's just a different way of things. But obviously, if an American went to England, they probably missed things over here.
Right.
Do you like it? Do you like America at all, or?
Yeah, I like America. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't be able to stay here for so long. It's been to here like 5 months. But obviously, now and again, you just like to sort of, go home. But then again, I like most places. I don't think there's really any one particular country I would say I really dislike. I think every country has got its certain qualities for and against.
Something to like about.
Europe, most of Europe is like. Some parts of France are a bit strange. But then again, like some parts are really, really nice.
I guess I'll ask you some stuff about the band. Well, what do you think is different about Iron Maiden than, say, another? What's your features that are distinctive? What do you think?
That's very hard for me to say, really, because I mean, what we do comes really naturally to us, you know what I mean? So, like, people can, fans will probably be able to tell you what's special or what they think is different, because it's just something that we do. I mean, it's the way we are, so it's not really a question I can really answer. We should have done this interview before, we got to know each other, really, because it's a bit strange, isn't it?
I know.
It's strange trying to be sort of,
You want to be
formal,
personal.
really.
And,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But sometimes, otherwise, when you do interviews, keep the same old answers all the time because it's just so routine. I'd rather do it like this sometimes.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's different.
Yeah, that's what I like. You can read the same. Take a band, you read 3 interviews about them, and they got the same things in there most of the time.
Well, generally, because I mean, there is certain questions which I suppose most people would ask because most people want to know those certain things. Like how long the band's been together and what are your influences and what bands you like. I mean, that's pretty standard because most people want to know that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that all the fans are asking,
Yeah.
It's pretty routine.
Yeah. Well, that's what everyone seems to want to know. So.
Yeah. Basic info. Do you think any of your songs could be considered romantic?
No, I wouldn't say that. Not really.
I think I asked you that too.
I don't know. I don't think we've ever really wrote anything.
Is there any reason for that?
Romantic.
I mean, that's what I didn't really think.
No, there's no real reason. Maybe I'm just not that romantic.
It's just that I'd say at least 50%.
Oh? Oh, fuck.
I just told them that we're going to go on the rainbow tour. Seems genuine. I mean, it came from Francis, but he's telling him all it does seem genuine. So he's just been on the phone to Germany at the time, about 10 o'clock, about the right time. So, that's weird, semi-final. They picked out a team for semi-final. Germany, France, Poland, Italy.
Talking about soccer?
Yeah. World Cup.
I heard the
England are out and they didn't even lose any matches. It's just that they.
How about Ireland? Did they draw?
They drew with West Germany and they drew with Spain. And West Germany beat Spain. So.
I just heard a thing the Stones were supposed to play at that, and I couldn't.
Hey?
The Stones were supposed to play at the field where the World Cup is being held or whatever, and they wouldn't let them because they didn't want the field to be all messed up, from the fans. I'll finish what I was saying though. Like, I'd say at least 50% of the music you hear is something to do with romance. That's kind of unusual that you don't have.
Oh yeah, but it's too many bands. I think I know what you mean.
Everyone does that.
Everybody writes about how they want to love their baby.
Just like the Scorpions.
You know who said that in a recent article? David Lee Roth said that everyone's writing how they leave home and how lonely they are, but then he says, I don't want to write about stuff like that. He says, I'm happy doing what I'm doing.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
want
right.
to,
People write about how hard it is on the road, which it is hard, but and how lonely they get. It's true what you're saying. How they miss their baby and they want to love them and all this business. And I find that really boring. I think it's
played out. Yeah.
Yeah, but I find it a bit boring anyway. I mean, even if it ain't played out, it's a bit it's a bit wimpy. I think.
Yeah, I'm not. Judgmental about it. I was just curious.
That's not to say that, I ain't sort of got any romance in me at all. It's not just that. It's just, I don't think something like that I'd really particularly want to write about.
Your fans might not.
Yeah, just like a lot of.
I really like it.
Well, that's kind of different too because not most, but quite a few songwriters are writing from stuff from their personal experiences, and your stuff doesn't really
seem... everyone writes about is all this, like macho screwing of women and all this business, which is, I think it's quite laughable, really. I mean, anything we do like that is really tongue-in-cheek. I mean, we did a song on the first album called Charlotte the Harlot, and that was really like tongue-in-cheek, and we've done like a continuing saga with Charlotte the Harlot in the new album, 22 Acacia Avenue, where she's supposed to be living in the East End, And it's really sort of taking the way it's taking the piss,
Yeah.
It's like, it's sort of, it's pretty tongue-in-cheek. It's maybe not taking the piss, that's what I don't know. It's a bit sort of having a go at some of the bands that really, sort of go over the top about all that shit.
Real. I know what you're saying.
I think it's quite funny, actually.
I just like your stuff tends to deal with, more like fantasy kind of things, or historical sort of things than actual like.
We find that more interesting than writing about love songs.
It suits the music better. I mean, you know, the lyrics and the music. I couldn't see the kind of music you play is not exactly soft melodic kind of stuff, you know.
No, you couldn't really write about being in love and all this business, could you, I suppose, and sing it with any conviction.
Yeah. It's.
Or play it with any conviction.
Let me see.
Are you guys going to put together a new album this year? When you start working?
That'd be after Christmas.
Yeah.
Because we're touring right with Christmas, so we'll have Christmas off. And then we spend about 2 months working on the new stuff, and we go straight in the recording studio.
Are you writing right now, like when you?
Well, we've got bits and pieces to put down on tape, you know, little bits and pieces, which we'll work them all up and sort of carry on working on the stuff for about 2 months straight after the tour. So.
How do you like? This last album's called "The Number of the Beast." How did you come up with that? The title.
Well, basically, it's just one song. It's like not a concept album.
Yeah.
It's just the one song. People think it's like.
It's like Killers or something.
Well, like titles with like Hello Bill and Name and Children of the Damned, they sort of look at it just straight away and they think, oh yeah, it's a concept album.
Yeah.
Which it ain't. I mean, it's just separate songs. That just happened to be the song that we thought would be a really good album song. I suppose it could have been any one of the others really. It could have been called Children of the Damned.
Have they really given you a lot of hassle about that? Bruce was saying on
We had
stage.
some maniacs. We had some religious nuts. I mean, one night, I forget exactly where it was now. It was down south. When we were 38 special. Came off stage and some idiot. I mean, he was just shouting out, "Rotting hell, rotting hell," and all this business to us. Seriously, when we was coming up.
Was it
One of
older,
those Baptist
a young
from
guy?
Hyles Anderson College.
And there was also another gig, the guy right down the front, dressed in complete Gestapo outfit, standing there like this all night. When he was clapping like this. Total nut over there. I mean, where the hell his head's at, I don't know.
We saw a couple nuts in the audience too. Gosh, I was
Was that really true though?
They must be on drugs or something.
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah, I see you get a lot of people wanting to go out and party with them. You don't really.
Well, the problem is, it's all right. I mean, you know, we always sort of talk with the bands and all that sort of thing, meet the bands and have a beer with them or whatever. But sometimes when you're on the road, you just, you know, you need time to yourself.
Right.
And you've got to have it, otherwise you just crack up.
Mhm.
You've got to have a bit of privacy. So, you know, I mean, none of us are ever getting, you know, nasty with fans or anything like that. I mean, we like talking to the fans. Sometimes, you know, you just need to be on your own. You know,
Yes, definitely. Especially on the road, you know. Change the subject a little bit. I heard that, I mean, everybody's heard this, they said it on MTV, that when you were taping your album, that you were having all kinds of problems. Is that really true? Is that true?
Yeah, it wasn't nothing to do with a 666 thing.
Yeah.
It was exaggerated. I mean, we had loads of things going wrong. We had to get a completely different tape machine because it wasn't recording the stuff properly as it was going down. And our mic gear was like joke, had so many problems with it. You know, we couldn't exactly find out what it was wrong with it. In the end, we sorted it out. And
that was unusual. You don't ever.
well, we've never really had that many problems before. But I mean, you know, equipment problems can happen to anybody. So that's not really. It's just that we have more of them on this album than we have on the other two. And but it was true about the thing with the accident. I don't know if you read about that. Martin Birch, the producer, he had a car accident.
Yeah, I read something about that.
The funny thing about it was a black guy. He was like a real religious guy, you know. And he was really worried about Martin paying the insurance because Martin backed into him. And he's got like a big Range Rover and he's really made a mess of himself up the van. And so he sort of said to him, well, look, I'm gonna, you know, I definitely will pay you. This is just like, no, you know. He said, well, how can you be sure? He said, you know, I will pay you. He said, don't worry, my son. He said, God will be looking over you in this business to make sure you pay. And we was just like, really? And then when the bill came through, it was like £666.
Yes, I get that.
Now, people don't believe us, right? But he changed it. He had it changed to £667. He said, like that. Because he had a really bad car accident last year and he died. He sort of freaked him out. Because, I mean, it's only one song that we did, but I mean, he's done a lot of work with Black Sabbath.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, apparently they're sort of that sort of thing. So, I don't know. I mean, maybe there's something to it. I don't know.
Uh-huh. It's coincidental.
Yeah, it probably was. But,
Yeah. It's ironic.
Makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. That's why it almost seemed like a story. It was so coincidental.
Yeah, that's the trouble. You see, something like that happens, and then and people just think it's a publicity stunt.
Right.
Because obviously, we let people know about it because it was a weird thing that happened. But then, of course, you get cynical people and it's rubbish. It's just publicity.
Mhm.
Well, it's up to them. I think what they like. With that.
When do you guys, the guys in the band, do you hang around together when you're at home, or do you pretty much stay?
Yeah, we hang around together. Go down the pub and that. Got a local pub. We go there.
Mhm. Well, is it easy for you to go out to a pub anymore? Is it like it is?
Yeah, it's alright. Just go down the pub down into a road. Sometimes you get people coming here, but most of the time they just let you alone.
Mhm.
They know who you are and everything. But we go in there quite a lot, so it's just don't take much notice.
Right. It's not like you're out of your territory or something.
Yeah, I think if we was to go in a pub, somewhere different town somewhere like that, then you might.
But do you live like in the heart of the city or something in London?
Yeah, I live in East London. It's a really working class area. It's where we're all brought up.
Did you live in an apartment or a house? Or?
Live in a house. At the moment, still living with the grandma.
Oh yeah. You're hardly home at all anyway, so.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of pointless, to have a place there where nobody's there.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be getting a place sorted out at the moment, but it's just falling through, so it's about to see what happens. We're doing it for some other ones.
Mhm. So what do you do you plan ahead that much, or you're just going to take each thing as it comes, like you got to
Well,
finish
we
the
always
tour?
plan ahead in the fact that we know what we're going to be doing for the next year.
Mhm.
Like we're touring till Christmas, we do the next album, and then we start touring again. So, basically we know what we're doing. So.
Are you satisfied with the band's lineup the way it is now? You must have not been before if you kept making changes.
Well, no, that's not necessarily true because sometimes the changes happen because they have to happen.
Yeah.
Not because you particularly want them to happen. I mean, changes are a pain in the arse, basically. But, it's just one of them things that sometimes you've got to change.
Inevitable.
There's no way you can carry on like that in certain circumstances, so you have to change. And just when you do make a change, you just got to make sure it's one for the better. That's all.
Mhm.
I think each change we've made is one for the better. So then I'm biased.
Let me see. Marcy, can you think of anything else? I think I've asked quite a few things that I don't really think. I mean, there's other things I can think of, but I asked about as much as I can use, unless you got anything you can
Well,
think
you've
of.
got plenty of stuff.
Yeah, I know. I'll have to
Yeah,
edit it,
book to write,
Really?
I'll have to edit it, but.
Really?
Uh,
Well, Christ.
No, not all that stuff's going to go in the article.
No, but it gives me some insight into other things that I might write to go with it. I don't usually write an interview like question, answer. I don't do that. Because that's too easy, I usually do it a little different, so that helps out a lot. Well, it helps out that I got to know you a little better anyway,
Yeah.
Really gives a different, point of view, I think. Is there anything that I didn't ask that you can think of that's important?
Not really, no.
No, you would know if anything was important.
But there's not particularly anything I really want to say. I mean,
Well,
really.
I think I've got enough. I just thought maybe there was
Just the way
something.
that we definitely ain't Satanists. I mean, that's, say that.
Yeah, that's a good thing you said that, but I knew from what you, I would have known that anyway.
Well, actually, we do run around